Hi there, this is Mithunaa Shri, and welcome to my show. In this episode, I will be interviewing the founder of Digital Media Club TV, Mr. Patrick Aback. Welcome to my show, Mr. Aback.
Well, thank you for having me. It is an honor to be on your show.
All right, let's get into the questions. What is the history of Digital Media Club TV?
Well, we're into our sixth year now, and we started in November of 2016. And we had a program called Basics of TV News Reporting, which I had had a newspaper, a local newspaper 10 years prior. And over those 10 years, we were kind of phasing out the print edition of what we had. We were starting to do more digital, more video. And kind of towards the tail end of that, I got some high school students involved in this. And one thing led to another, and we got a kind of a consultant on board that was a local news reporter, and she kind of told us what to do and would help our students. And she said, you know what you have here is a digital media club. It's what we did in college when we wanted to do news reports, produce all kinds of interviews, interview folks, and said it would be really beneficial if high school students or younger could have a digital media club. So we started Digital Media Club TV. And initially, we wanted to teach students how to edit video, kind of how to put a package together. They could go out and film an event and edit it all up. And then what happened is COVID happened, and we found that there was no events to cover. Parents didn't want their kids outside. So we looked at how CNN and Fox News were handling COVID, and they were all moving their anchors of their shows back into their homes. And I said, well, let's do the same thing. So we started to have the model where it's like a CNN news program where our students would set up a studio from their home, have a green screen, get a virtual background, get lighting, get a microphone. And we really have it now to where that's the basis of what we do. We are just modeled after CNN, Fox News, where our reporters can deliver a show right from their desktop, right from their home.
Well, that sounds fascinating. How would you describe this program?
Well, it is an at-home extracurricular club activity. So there's kind of three realms of extracurricular activities. One is related to a school where your athletic activities, your band and things like that. Then there's extracurricular activities away from school, which can be whole athletic leagues, personal coaching, just a ton of events for students to do extracurricular, but are not associated with a school. And then there's an at-home extracurricular club activity. And we're more in the, I would say, intellectual type of activity. Parents that seem to appreciate what we do want an extracurricular club activity that their son or daughter can enjoy, but it's got some intellectual value to it. It's got something that down the road, it'll mean something and help them farther along in academics. So that's kind of what we are, an at-home extracurricular club activity.
Sounds like the reporters are having fun.
Oh, yeah.
So what is the course curriculum based on?
Well, we based it on, and we kind of switched it over during COVID 3 years back of universities starting maybe 5 years back, were transitioning from what they called broadcast journalism, where a student could get a degree from a university in broadcast journalism. And that was mainly if you wanted a career in TV. Well, with digital media, there's a whole realm of possibilities, not just broadcast, not just TV. And the degree that if students went to university to get in journalism is called digital journalism and media. So it encompasses everything. So what we decided to do is go along with a university style of curriculum and call this Introduction to Digital Journalism and Media. And it really, I think, is very powerful when a student can have that on their resume when they transition to college.
Mm-hmm. So now tell us about the two building blocks of this program.
Well, the two building blocks of this program are really the two building blocks of journalism and any news program you see. One is for an anchor, a news host, to deliver a news report. And news reports are always prepared. We teach a little bit how to write a news report, but there's so much news out there that is just literally handed to you. So we have our students learn how to present a press release. A lot of events are out there, charities and that. We get community service hours for providing media coverage for charities. They will issue a news report that they want published in a newspaper, a magazine, delivered on your whatever news program that you host. And so that's what we do. Is the first building block is reading a news report. Secondly, then is interviewing people. And once you get into the realm of where you can deliver an interview that's informative, that's within about 10 or 15 minutes, it's very precise, very efficient, a student can learn a lot. plus they're doing a report on something that they're sharing with thousands of people. So our two building blocks for this program are the same as what CNN or Fox News has, and that is our students produce and deliver news reports, and then they interview people.
Mm-hmm. So now, what do the parents of student reporters say about Digital Media Club TV?
Well, one of the things that's kind of a common theme is it really raises the confidence level of students. They become better communicators. A lot of parents that will enroll their students in like a public speaking course or debate really get that same result out of this program. But the students get to research and do different things. If a student wants to maybe be a veterinarian or a dentist, we just book those guests on their show. Students can interview athletes, famous people, prominent people in their neighborhood. If they want to say, well, geez, let's do a series on, singers in my community or entertainers. Once somebody sees that they, on your Facebook show page, that we post that all for a student, that you have a history of interviewing people and you have a good size social media audience, people want to be interviewed by our students. And then it just kind of goes from there where they can interview more and more prominent or influential people. And that's really means a lot when students get older. They have a lot of good references, and parents really find that exciting that their son or daughter can be a part of a program like this.
Mm-hmm. So now tell us a little about yourself. So tell us about your childhood.
Well, my childhood, going way back before internet, before iPhone, social media, I had a real bad stuttering problem. So I couldn't say words that well. I stuttered a lot. I couldn't communicate well. And that really set me back because I didn't want to answer any questions. I didn't want to raise my hand. I didn't want to ask questions, rather. And it's something that really held me back. And I think I have students that have some communication issues that go through this program, and they're really able to kind of push their way through that and excel through that, become very good communicators, even if they have, maybe some speech problems or some learning deficits. And it really can help people expand. And I wish I had this program when I was young, because I think I really would have helped me better, because I had my stuttering problem and I just could have done and more advanced farther along with this program.
All right. So do students attend classes?
Yes, they do. Students attend. We have actually, in about an hour and 20 minutes, a class that's going to be a panel interview where we will have 8 students in a panel, and they will interview a guest. And they're interviewing a guest that is the executive director of the largest hot air balloon festival in Texas that's going to be going on. And we've got students from all over the country. It's kind of a big event. People come up from all over the place. So that's one type of class we have, where we set up a guest and the student does an interview, and then each student has a set of questions that they ask the guest. And then we have private one-on-one with a student to do a news report. Those are like 15-minute sessions. And then we also have other Zoom classes to do news reports as well. So we have Zoom classes that on average, probably the biggest it's going to get is 8 or 9 students for about maybe 45 minutes. And then we have one-on-one session Zoom classes for 15 minutes.
All right. Can students receive diplomas?
Yes, they can. What we wanted, and it was from feedback of parents, is they want something very tangible. So we would give certificates of achievement to students when they hit 10 episodes, and then 25 and 50. When they hit a certain number of episodes, we'd still give students a certificate of achievement that's digital. We post it on their page, we email it to them so it can be printed out. But parents wanted something a little bit more significant that reflected how many classroom hours a student had, how many episodes they had, all their viewership, and something that really was something just like a degree from a university or from high school. And so what we came up with is a first year, second year, third year, and fourth year diploma, that if a student does 50 class credit hours with us, they earn a diploma. So we have kind of a short-term certificates of achievement. Then we also have long-term diplomas that look just like a little university diploma that a student would receive.
Mm-hmm. So why would you use Facebook as your primary social media platform?
Well, Facebook is, I think, the most advanced in a lot of different ways. It's not maybe so popular with the younger generation, but a Facebook business page specifically is a lot like a website. It's searchable. You can target an audience. It's just a great way to stay connected. And then it also has something with that's very powerful, Facebook groups. So we can use a Facebook group page. We're just updating ours. as a great way for our lessons, to keep track of what students are doing, to post assignments for a private group. So, and our audience is mostly 30 to 70-year-old parents and grandparents. So they're more in tune with what Facebook is. So there's a lot of reasons to use Facebook. And Facebook's just a powerful social media tool that a lot of businesses and organizations use as their primary source of social media.
Mm-hmm. So what is the Dmctv Financial Rewards Program?
We just came up with a program that when students refer someone into this program and they enroll, that a student would receive $100. So it's something that if a student refers somebody, they can receive a little reward there for doing that. So we kind of came up with that by popular demand. Students said, why don't we get something for this? So we said, okay.
Mm-hmm. So what is the key to a student's news program receiving financial rewards?
It's really viewership. What a student has to do is really focus on viewership. And we also have down the road where students can sell advertising for their programs if they really want to get serious about it. And that's just that they learn how to cover local events. They learn how to develop relationships. There's certain places like the zoo, a museum, a chamber of commerce that puts out a lot of press releases and news reports. They have a lot of events. And a student needs to form a connection there to where they have their sources for their stories. They invite guests that are prominent people in the community that people want to hear from. And it's just a way to expand your viewership. Then financial rewards come in time.
Mm-hmm. So what do students learn from this program?
I think students learn the big building block in journalism is interviews. So students can really develop a lot, just interview fascinating people. They get to know interesting people, business owners in their community, business owners nationally, prominent people, famous people, athletes. And it's something that it just grows your confidence. So I think going back to what parents say about this is just their students, their sons and daughters really develop a strong sense of confidence and a high level of communication skills. This is something that we want adults to view. This is not kind of like a silly children's YouTube channel. This is something that's got meaningful, powerful information that we want views from adults. And I think that's a big part of this program.
So what is the tuition cost for this program?
The tuition cost of this program, when you consider all the benefits you get, it's really inexpensive. It's $149 a month, and that a student gets 4 Zoom classes from that. And we're really gearing up to where more and more students are going to be part of panel interviews, where they're going to be really interviewing some interesting people. We're doing a series on fun family trips to go to. And there's a place in Florida that you can ride horses in the water. It's called Florida Beach Horses. We're trying to set up a interview with this hotel in Africa that's called the Giraffe Manor, where you can go there and there's giraffes all around the hotel. And if the hotel window's open, a giraffe will stick his head in the window. So students can learn about interesting places and actually interview people that are there doing it. And so for that tuition of $149, students get a valuable experience for that.
So what is the Dmctv tryout and admissions process?
Well, what we have is a tryout process where we want to make sure that a student knows kind of what they're in for. And so we start off with what you did initially is read a news report. So we want students to learn how to deliver a news report in such a way that people don't realize you're reading it. It looks like you're looking into the webcam. You're reading the script just like news reporters do on TV, but you're doing it in such a way that you can kind of deliver it with passion. You know where to emphasize, you know where to get serious, know where to be fun and playful. So you deliver that. That's step 1. Step 2 is what you're doing today, and that's just to learn that you can interview somebody for 10 or 15 minutes and really learn totally about an organization, a subject, a topic, whatever the case might be. So we do this second. And then the third thing that we do is we have the student either do a local news report or they participate in one of our Zoom classes with other students to get kind of a good flavor for it. So those are the 3 steps of a tryout. The initial one you did yesterday, today is the second one, and then we have a third step that's kind of the third type of program that gets you involved with other students.
Well, thank you for being my guest today, Mr. Beck.
You're very welcome. You did a great job.
Thank you. So this is Mithunaa Shri reporting for Digital Media Club TV.